Welcome to the Sunshine Coast Trail. Brian and I are planning to hike the entire trail over the next 9 days or so, and it's about 180 kilometers. So yesterday we left Campbell River in the morning. We took a ferry across from Comox to Powell River, and we left a resupply at Shingle Mill Pub that we'll pick up in a few days. And then this morning we took the bus to Lund and then a water taxi to here. There are two ways to reach the northern terminus of the SCT. Water taxi or 4x4 vehicle. We opted to take the water taxi because we thought it might be beautiful, and it really was. The captain dropped us off right on the rocks at the trailhead.
Hey, great.
This is the northern end of the Sunshine Coast Trail. So we're going to be hiking here from Sarah Point to Saltery Bay. I'm hiking with my husband Brian, and we're going to take probably about 8 to 9 days to do this hike. We have one resupply in a few days, and then the rest of the time we're just going to be hiking. It is so beautiful here. So it's a coastal trail. We will be near or able to see the ocean often, but there is a section of the trail that goes inland. So I love that this trail is diverse in that sense. Can't wait to show you. Here is the Sarah Point Hut. This trail has a hut system built by PRPAWS, and here's their emblem here. There's Brian. We just had a nice mid-morning snack in here. And then most of the huts have an upper level where you can go up to sleep. It's a big flat platform. It's so nice to have these shelters, especially along the coast, because it is raining today on and off. So it's just so nice to know we can get sheltered out of the rain and dry off. So we got dropped off at the beach. We walked a little bit back here to see this hut because we had never seen it before. And then now we're just gonna hit the trail. So we have 180 kilometers to go. Cannot wait to take you with us. Okay, time to start. The Sunshine Coast Trail is a 180-kilometer wilderness hiking trail in the Sunshine Coast region of British Columbia, Canada. There are 14 huts along the trail, which makes it the longest hut-to-hut hiking experience in Canada. The SCT is close to the town of Powell River, and it stretches from Sarah Point in Desolation Sound to Saltery Bay. The SCT exists thanks to a dedicated group of people who have volunteered their time to build the trail and its huts. The SCT holds a special place in my heart. I did my first ever solo backpacking trip here in 2017, and then later that year I brought my then boyfriend Brian, now he's my husband, on a 3-day backpacking trip here. This was our first ever overnight hike together and where our love of hiking together started. The SCT then became my first ever thru hike when I hiked the entire trail with my dear friend Erin back in 2020 when I was preparing for the Great Divide Trail. I am beyond thrilled to be back here in 2024 for a 4th time attempting to thru hike with Brian. The hike is absolutely beautiful so far, and it's going okay. The first 5K are always tough, I find, because I'm just getting back into the swing of it. First backpacking trip of the season. Here's my new backpack setup. So we've had to take a few extra breaks than normal. Just took a snack break here, and now we're going to try to do another 5K or so. Brian, my mat blocks you.
Oh.
There you are. This is one of the huts, Bliss Portage Hut. We're not gonna camp here. We wanna go to the next hut because it's up on a bluff, but this is a great spot. Be a really nice place to stay. This upper level is just a flat platform for people to lay their sleeping pads out and sleep. Hey.
Hello. Looking good up there.
Looking good down there. So peaceful. Back in. That must be some sort of pond. And then that's our final water source. And that's where we're headed. So we're almost halfway.
Great.
We made it to the first camp spot up here on Manzanita Bluff. So we're both very tired. My feet are super achy, but it is so stunning up here.
It looks cavernous with you like this.
I know, like this is extremely spacious. Pad thai tonight. Okay. It's really tasty.
Great.
We had an amazing day of hiking. It was so great. Our bodies are definitely getting used to it. This is our first multi-day hike of this year. So I do feel like I have muscle memory from last season, but not fully. Like my feet are so achy. It feels really great to be out here.
It was a really nice day.
It was an amazing day and it was so fun to start a thru hike together. So we're heading to bed now. The sun just set, so we're gonna try to get a really good sleep hopefully up here and then do another probably 20K day tomorrow. Good night.
Day 2 on the Sunshine Coast Trail.
We had a good sleep here up on the bluff and it started to rain this morning, so it's probably gonna be sprinkling all morning. But we're just packing up now. We were kind of tired, so let's see. 9:18. We were trying to get going by 8. So that's okay. We are going to pack up now and probably be in our rain gear for the first part of the day.
21-kilometer day.
21-kilometer day. Okay, let's finish packing up.
Sounds good.
A few more things to do. Wow, this is a nice hut. There was a group of 6 staying here last night, so Brian and I decided to just pitch our tent so we could all have lots of space. Wow, it's so stunning in here. We hiked through the West Coast rainforest while it rained all day. The vibrancy of the green everywhere has a way of calming the mind. The streams and waterfalls flowing through the forest marked our day with their wonderful music. We endeavored to stay dry, and we were really looking forward to resting in Reevely Pond Hut. When we arrived, there was already a group there, so after a short snack break under the shelter, we pressed on to the next camp spot. It's these moments that can be most challenging and most fulfilling on a thru hike. We made it to camp. It was raining on and off all day long. It was never like pouring rain, but it was definitely rainy. So we had our rain gear on. It was a really nice day of hiking through beautiful forests, some old growth, some second growth. And we did 21K today. We made it to Sliammon Lake, which was our goal. The last 4K, we were both feeling it. We were tired, and I am exhausted right now. So we just set up a camp. I tried to eat dinner, couldn't really eat that much, and I'm just gonna try to go to sleep now. That's a really nice sound. Good morning. Great sleep last night, but my neck is having a really hard time adapting to trail. So it's about 9:30 a.m. We're gonna get going now. We think we'll do about 20 kilometers today. It's still raining. Hi!
Hello.
You got your nice rain jacket on?
Yeah.
This is where we camped last night. We're getting close now to our resupply point at Shingle Mill Pub, and I think I may have just seen a wolf run across the trail. Huge and like very dark colored. So that was cool. And once we reach Shingle Mill Pub, we'll have about 10 kilometers to do. We made it to Shingle Mill Pub, had lunch, picked up our resupply packages, and then hit the trail again. We spent the rest of the day hiking near the shore of Powell Lake and thoroughly enjoyed the views. We're probably 2 kilometers from our planned camp now. We just had a break in this beautiful forest. And now we're gonna head in hopefully before sunset. It's about 5 p.m. now. Feeling good, but definitely feeling tired. My feet are very tired. My little muscles in my feet forgot about hiking. So I'm building that strength back up for sure. My neck feels sore from having a pack on. But mostly I feel great. When we looked back here, we noticed we could see the bridge we crossed earlier. Very cool. We've made it to the campground, and we're gonna stay here tonight because it looks really nice. And we just have to find a site to set up at, but it does not look busy at all because it's still early season. Feels good to get here. I'm ready for a rest. Morning. We had a nice sleep here. We're just finishing packing up, and we're going to hike probably about 20 kilometers today, maybe a little bit less. We'll see how we're going. It's blue sky today, so hopefully it's going to be a nice day out here. I think it will be. We are on a big climb right now, about 1,000 vertical meters. So we're just trying to stay focused, one foot in front of the other. It's definitely tiring. Hey, we made it.
We made it.
And this feels like a remote one, hey?
It feels very remote.
Feels warm in here, doesn't it?
It does.
In comparison to outside. Okay, so this is my setup. We decided to bring just these mats on this trip to try them out because I've seen some people do that. So far, it's been not the most comfortable compared to the air mattresses, but I'm getting more used to it. And then I've got this bag that's good to -15 Celsius. So I've definitely been warm enough on this hike, and this is our first night staying in a hut. So it feels kind of exciting to be here staying in a hut. These huts along the SAT are free of charge. In every single hut, there's been a QR code that you can visit to donate to the society that keeps these running. It's 8 p.m. on day 4, and I was honestly actually struggling a lot to motivate myself to actually train for this hiking season. I was doing some activity. I was walking on my walking pad when editing my videos. I was going for some short day hikes and doing a little bit of strength and balance work. But overall, I was finding it kind of hard to motivate myself enough to feel ready for this first big hike of the season. And I was being a bit hard on myself about that. And it's been a little bit hard for me mentally in the first few days of this hike not to think things like, oh, I wish I had have worked harder to be more physically ready for this hike. We planned less kilometers per day than we knew we could do, normally, and knew that it was going to be important for us to take our time and not push ourselves too hard, and listen to our bodies, listen to if there's any aches and pains. And that's what we've been trying to do this whole time. And so far it's been really, really good. For me, it can sometimes be hard to motivate myself to do anything other than hiking because I love it so much that I just get so motivated by hiking that when I'm not doing it, it's kind of harder for me to get myself going. And that's for multiple different reasons, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that being difficult. I find that if I take my time easing myself back into hiking season and see the first hikes as training hikes and warm-up hikes and take my time and there's no pressure, that really, really helps me. I'm feeling really good, and I'm feeling just so happy to be out here. It's such a beautiful trail. The forests. So far we've been in forests a lot, and they are just incredible here. They're so nice. And these huts along the way, oh, it's glorious. This lake we're at here is extremely windy, and it feels so nice to be in here and not getting beaten around by the wind outside tonight. It's just such a treat. So yeah, I've set up my bed, no need to set up the tent. We've already had our dinner and some hot chocolate, so I think we'll probably just finish, doing our teeth, packing up our backpacks and putting the food in the bear cans, and then go to sleep, because tomorrow we're doing a pretty big climb up to Tin Hat Mountain. Hopefully we get some views that I can show you, and we're gonna go up and over that mountain tomorrow. So it'll probably feel like our biggest day yet, but thankfully we've eaten a bunch of our food, so our packs will be a little bit lighter. Okay. This is where I'm going to leave you for part 1. Join me after our sleep here in the hut for the second part of this 2-part Sunshine Coast Trail series. The next episode will be up in a week. Can't wait to see you there.